breast case. Both of them are very much like a mathematics only. Just you need to take all the history properly and then present it in a proper way, whether it is malignant or benign one. Most probably you will have a malignant swelling in cases of exams. Both are very much good scoring. As compared to inguinal hernia, you can score better in case of a thyroid or a breast case. So what are the important things for anything? It's common even in breast case also, it will be the same. Here I am taking like an example of a lady who presented with a breast problem. I'm not revealing the diagnosis right now. Okay. She is a 40 years lady, and for religion, if you want, you can ask. That will be the Hindu religion and address and occupation. So what are her chief complaints? She might be having so many things, but in chief complaint, how you have to say? So you say first will be the swelling. Definitely, if there is a swelling, then only swelling or pain. That could be the main chief complaint. If there is only pain, then you say only pain, or if it is swelling, then swelling. In this case, she also had ulceration. So with just these two things, the examiner can get in mind that yes, you are presenting a malignancy case, because benign case it will not go into ulceration. Okay. If there in addition, if there are any nipple discharge or anything, if there was there, then you will have to write that one also in the chief complaint. In that case, the chief complaints will be swelling in the right breast. Then associated second point will be pain in the right breast, ulceration, and any nipple discharge, greenish, yellowish, brownish, whatever. So that you will have to tell, and those chief complaints should be in chronological order, because the first interaction which the examiner will listen will be your chief complaints. Till that time he will not listen, and he might not ask any question, but the chief complaint should be crisp and clear, that what is that should give the hint to the diagnosis there itself. Once you are telling ulceration, once you are telling nipple discharge, that means you are pointing towards malignancy. If these things are not there, then don't mention now itself that no history, nothing like that. You have to only know negative history in chief complaint. Chief complaint is only whatever is present and what has brought her to you. That's all. So swelling, an ulcer, and a nipple discharge if it is there. So further, then you elaborate the history of present illness. Here you have to say when was she apparently normal, when, at what months or what years. Okay. So here it was 4 months back. She was apparently normal. Then she noticed a swelling. So why did she notice swelling? That also you have to say. So incidentally, she just touched her breast and she could grab her attention to the swelling. That's what you have to say. Then how did it progress in size to the present size? Initially of what size and presently of what size? You don't need to compare it with common things like lemon, football and all. You can just say initially the swelling was about 2 into 2 centimeter, and now and progressed rapidly or slowly to the present size of 8 into 8 centimeter. In this case, it was a rapidly progressing, because anything less than 6 months, you can say it is progressed rapidly. Anything if it has taken more than 6 months to double the size, then you can say it is a gradually progressive or slowly progressive. Then any associated additional swellings, if they are there, that also you will have to mention. In this case, there was another swelling which occurred after 2 months, and it was not in the breast. Okay, very important. It was in the axilla. So breast had some pathology. Then after 2 months, again axilla also has a swelling. That means it is a spreading disease. Spreading disease means it's a malignancy. And then here you can write any negative histories if you have to give of the opposite breast or any other complaints of negative history, that they will come. First you elaborated whatever was the complaint, that was swelling. Now next is that there is a ulcer. Ulcer, where is it located? That you have to tell. In the nipple areola complex. Nipple area complex means the part of the hyperpigmented skin around the nipple, that will be, that both combined will be counted as a nipple areola complex. Okay, that ulcer developed when only 2 weeks, because after once the ulcer develops, the patient will definitely come to the doctor. And regarding the ulcer, you will have to again elaborate. So what duration of the ulcer, then what is the rough size of the ulcer, whether it has progressed over the 2 weeks, and whether it is associated with any discharge. What if yes, then what type of discharge? Blood, serous fluid, or any infection? If it is associated with smell, also foul smelling discharge, that means it is already infected. Then you take the negative history, whether there is any nipple discharge. Now, past slide I said there is a discharge. The discharge is from the ulcer. There is the break of the skin. So from there was a discharge, but there is no history of discharge from the nipple. And any history of trauma, radiation exposure. Radiation exposure is not very common, so better don't comment it very easily. But since you are covering a malignancy case, yes, you might comment upon that. And no history of chest pain, cough, hemoptysis to rule out the negative history. Very simple. On 3 points, you have to always remember your history will be for 3 things. That is one for the main disease in the breast. So you have to cover about the problems or the clinical things about the breast, and then any local spread, that is axilla, that you'll have to cover. Then any systemic disease. For systemic spread, you are covering this headache, the hemoptysis, cough, because spread into brains, spread into kidneys, and all those organs you'll have to cover. Spread to liver, so the patient can have ascites or jaundice or pain in the abdomen. Okay? So all those you have to do. And pain in lower back or pain in limbs is to cover any spread of the malignant cells to the femur, which is more common, and the vertebrae, which is the second most common place for the metastasis of carcinoma to go. History of headache, vomiting, and weakness is to rule out any brain mets. So for all metastasis, that is brain, bone, and abdomen, that is liver. All 3 you have to cover, and plus chest. Then any treatment if she has undergone. In this case, she had undergone a FNAC. So that is what you are giving in the history. Then past history, any routine things you have to do. Any past history of tuberculosis, any past history of surgical intervention. Then comes the family history. You have to rule out any other family relative has any breast or ovarian cancer. That is known as breast ovarian cancer syndrome, which BACS, that would run in families. Here they can ask you any other cancers which run in families, and the relation of family history. If one of the patient's family member has a cancer of breast, then how much chances would this lady get? All this they can ask you. Then most important for any breast and thyroid disease will be the menstrual and obstetric history. Here you have to tell all the features, that is the age of menarche, age of marriage, age of first childbirth, age of breastfeeding, whether she had given or not to all the children, and age of last childbirth, thereafter the age of menopause if she is a menopausal lady. In this case though, she was not a menopausal lady, so age of menopause will not be there. All this history is pointing only to one most important one. The cancer risk of breast cancer will increase as the amount of exposure to estrogen, that is no progesterone. So any lady, unmarried female, and prolonged early menarche and late menopause, all these will lead to prolonged estrogen exposure. The prolonged estrogen exposure is carcinogenic, it has been proved to be carcinogenic. So that history you have to bring out. If they have not done breastfeeding, that means the ovulation has started early, menstrual cycles have regularized early, so again estrogen exposure is there. So finally all this menstrual and obstetric history has to point to only one thing, that is higher amount of exposure to the estrogen. Also oral contraceptive pills, previously they were using only estrogen pills, thereafter now whatever we are getting are combination of estrogen as well as progesterone. So oral contraceptive pills history also you have to take. Personal history, just the routine as you take for any other case also. Only thing, if we are going towards any benign case, then increased intake of animal fat can be brought out in the personal history. At the end of history, the examiner might ask you to summarize. So you should be able to summarize. In this case, summary would be 40-year premenopausal. See, it's not postmenopausal, it's a premenopausal. If it was a 30 years lady, then you need not mention about menopause here. Okay, premenopausal lady presented with rapidly progressive swelling in her right breast for 4 months and associated with a tense ulcer over the swelling, and for the last 2 weeks with discharge. Okay. So that means it is a fast growing swelling, and there is another swelling in the axilla, and also there is a development of ulcer. That means it is clear cut nothing but a locally advanced breast cancer. No metastatic feature or family history. That is also an important thing. So in summary, you can tell about three. Then coming to general physical examination, you should be able to do the note of all the general physical examination in any case of CA breast or any long case for that matter. So in general examination, the performance status is important. You should keep it noted, and you should memorize the performance status. Either you do in Karnofsky scale performance status 80 or not, because why do we assess this? Because in case of man, we'll have to plan for chemotherapy and surgery and radiotherapy. Whether the patient is able to withstand these treatments or not, that you'll come to know based on the performance status. Then comes the local and regional examination. Why local regional? Because both breast as well as axilla have to be examined. In this case, this is the patient's photograph. So what and all points can you note in the first glance? There is the nipple, level of the nipples you have to see.